I remember when I was in the crux of my journey, when challenges were coming from every direction, when I couldn't even walk on the streets because I felt everything, when the phones were coming out every time I pass. I remember when I couldn't even sit with certain energies. And at that point, I knew I needed a getaway. And I decided on a retreat. I browsed around, I looked around. Some were far, some were lacking something, but then there was this one in Krugersdorp that had everything I needed. They had everything I needed. Why I didn't go was that I couldn't take my son with me. And at that time, he was barely a year old. So I chose not to go. So I decided to write it off, write it out. But you know how God is. He'll never leave you, especially at a point where you need Him the most. He'll never leave you. That's when I was never really a social media person. I would post, yes, beautiful pictures, good dress, what we girls like to post. I would post such things. So I decided to, I don't know, like call it intuition, call it God's timing. I don't know. I just decided to start browsing social media. I first went on TikTok and I looked around. I looked around. There were some, interesting um, teachers, I would call them, but we just couldn't connect. And I didn't understand why. So I moved to Instagram, right? And I browsed around, and there were some connections, uh, but then there was two connections in particular that stuck with me till this day. Before I continue with my story, I would like to send my gratitude to one of my teachers who helped me understand Buddha's heart, warrior's hand. Buddha's heart, warrior's hand. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And another one that I would like to send my gratitude to is the one that carried me to this point. So when I first heard about the Kabbalion was when I came across a post. It was talking about the Hermetic principles and it caught my attention. And I browsed through the materials because you can't just pick a teacher without knowing their background. So I browsed through their material and I wanted to know more. So I started joining their webinars and to this point they stuck by me through my ups and downs. They stuck by me through all the challenges. My teacher stood by me, never left my side. So for that I am eternally grateful. Words cannot describe. Thank you, Ashe. So I looked around. As I was looking around, that's when I came across Instagram. And that's how I met my teacher. And during the process of the training, I got to understand myself better. And, I said and I thought, what is it that I can do different? You know, what is it that I would have wanted at that time that wasn't there? What is it that I can do now that would help me then? And that's how I came up with another side, the sisterhood. I needed a place where I could go, I could retreat and just be myself and find out who this person that was emerging was without all the distractions from the world, from our environment. And so I was like, if I needed a place like that and that place didn't exist, why can't I do it there? Because I know exactly what I needed. Why not give it to another woman? Why not make another woman's life a little more better? Because you know the journey. You've walked the journey. You've been through the journey. It's a hard journey. It burns. You cannot do it alone. We need a sisterhood. We need a sisterhood. Help each other out. Lighten our burden. Lighten our hearts. Not carry so much in our hearts that we cover up ourselves. We need each other. You might not know it now, you might not believe it now, but we need each other. If we're going to get through this one, We need to pull in the same direction, and that is up. It's the only way out. We have to pull up as sisters, pull up. Let's help each other. Let's heal together. Let's learn together. Let's grow together for our children. And that is my story. Why? I'm saying there's another side to that side. There's another side to that side. You just need to find it.